Month, state lawmakers passed SB 484. The proposed legislation aims to strengthen the state's Fortified Homes grant program by building in required rate reductions for insurers to follow. But how does the program work anyway? This morning, you're looking live at the state's official list of approved evaluators who determine whether your roof qualifies and if the roofer is following a list of strict guidelines. This morning, meet one of those evaluators who walked us through his process and shares a good alternative if your roof cannot be fortified.
I think Fortified's the wave of the future.
In a fortified future,
I'm a certified Fortified evaluator.
Ashley Vandermuelen is clairvoyant. Long before new shingles get put up,
It starts with a pre-inspection.
it's Vandermuelen's job to look up, starting with measuring a roof's height.
I get the distance from the overhang to the ground, and then I measure from the overhang to the peak of the roof.
Specifically the mean or average height.
That's important for the wind design pressures of Fortified.
From there, pictures hopefully prove perfect.
I take pictures of the shingles to get their brand name, and then Fortified is very interested in the wind rating of each shingle, so I do that, and then I have to find on every shingle, I have to find these tags. You see, this one's Miami-Dade approved.
Translation, confirmation the shingles won't blow in the wind. After Ida and other storms that followed, calls to fortify a home's roof howled. Blue tarps covered the melancholy as Louisiana homeowners scrambled from shelter, from insurance that battered pockets, and in some cases left homeowners like Aubrey Larson high and dry, unable to afford skyrocketing rates.
Well, when I bought the house 2 years ago, my insurance was $5,000 a year, around there. And then the second year, it went up to over $8,000 a year.
Larson's coverage? Louisiana citizens considered the insurer of last resort because of its built-in high premiums.
It's tough when you can't get any other bids from any insurance company because of the age of your house or the age of your roof.
So after state lawmakers approved the Fortified Homes grant program to incentivize homeowners to strengthen their roof, Larson applied. Consider her approval luck of the draw.
This is going to help me be able to shop other insurance companies.
So during the evaluation process, the homeowner has to be home because the evaluator's going to have to get into the attic. I head up the ladder. Once I'm in the attic, I use a metal detector.
Vandermuelen walked us through his approval process, making sure work being done is in fact in line with Fortified requirements.
Every time the metal detector beeps, there's a nail there. So what I'm doing is verifying that the roofer has put nails every 4 inches.
Thicker decking, larger fasteners, stronger connectors. On top of impact-resistant shingles or metal roofing. However, Vandermuelen is quick to point out not all homes qualify, especially in New Orleans.
In New Orleans, we have a lot of older housing stock, and these houses were built before codes, and their rafter spacing might be wrong, their foundations might not be up to standards for Fortified.
I'm for the Fortified roof program.
Insurance Commissioner Tim Temple says programs such as Fortified Homes will lead to lower rates. But as lawmakers give it a high score, Vandermuelen says there are other alternatives if your home does not pass the entrance exam.
An option is the Wind Mitigation Program.
That's cheaper than a Fortified roof. Goes a long way, too.
It focuses on a secondary moisture barrier like Fortified. It deals with impact ratings and reinforced doors.
The rush to reinforce is real. That's why Vandermuelen says first up, call a state-approved evaluator before you call a roofer. As for roofers, they've been busy with hurricane season a couple weeks away.
I put on 2 Fortified roofs last week. I'm putting on 2 this week. I got 2 scheduled next week.
The frenzy to fortify, with homeowners rushing to dry out.
And all of a sudden, I'm in a house where I'm having to figure out how to afford it.
With a new roof, Aubrey Larson hopes her tide will change. Next door, Blue Tarp tells a different story. A tale of 2 roofs, where access proves shelter for some, but not all.
This roof hadn't been changed since after Katrina.
Now, Vandermuelen says costs for a fortified roof have come down because overall building code requirements have improved. Still, housing advocates say more needs to be done to ensure rates are guaranteed to drop and people in vulnerable communities get the help they need. Also, should fortified guidelines be required for overall building codes? We'll explore those questions in part 2 of our reporting in coming weeks. 6:46.